in academic institutions. As we all know, administration plays a pivotal role in the smooth functioning of an institution. Administration is governed by rules and regulations framed by the government authorities. Correct and positive interpretations of rule by the administration reflects the progressive intent and approach of the institution. The administration needs to provide a transparent environment that the rules and regulations are followed and implemented in the right perspective. Today, to throw light on this important subject, we are fortunate to have a celebrated trainer, Mr. K.S. Kumar, who is nominated as Master Trainer by DOPNT. Mr. K.S. Kumar, who retired as Director from Ministry of Defense, is a BSc graduate from Madras University, has done Masters from Osmania University and YMCA Delhi. During his service, he has worked with Indian Navy, ISTM, Army Headquarters, and DRDO Headquarters. He is actively involved in conducting DOPNT programs in various training institutions, academies all over the country. He has designed a course on combating corruption under UNDP program in various institutions in the country. He is associated with conducting audit of central ministries and departments and proactive disclosures under RTI Acts as a part of capacity building for access to information by UNDP in collaboration with Government of India. His areas of specialization are office procedures, noting and drafting, record management, vigilance and discipline, reservation in service, RTI, gender sensitization, and topics related to organizational behavior. So we welcome our honorable speaker, Mr. K.S. Kumar, who is going to enlighten us on the subject effective administration in academic institutions through transparency and positive interpretations of rules. Before starting, I would like to request our honorable principal of our Satyavati College, Professor Nimal Jindal, to say a few words and welcome our guest speaker. So, ma'am, please.
Thank you, Malti. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this program. Honorable, our Chief Speaker, Mr. K.S. Kumar, my esteemed faculty members and teaching and non-teaching staff members, as well as students if they are associated with this program. I congratulate IQAC for organizing this program on such a short notice, because ever since I have taken over as an administrator, I've been seeing that there needs to be some training programs for our non-teaching staff to increase their efficiency. Because sometimes some staff members are very hardworking, but they need to have some skills to work more efficiently. So they have to be more productive. So that's why we were planning to organize, and I'm very happy, glad I came to know about Mr. K.S. Kumar through one of our very efficient, officials in Satyavati College, and so we decided to call him to address our non-teaching staff, because record keeping, drafting, and maintaining records and everything, it is very, very important part of the administration. Administrators come and go, but if the record is properly kept, is properly organized, then the next administrator faces less difficulty and it becomes more convenient. And I've seen that university officials, those who take over as chairman of the governing bodies and all, they also acknowledge that. Which college has good record keeping, how they dig out record very easily, anytime, any point of time, and how we should do it. So because Satyavati College is a growing institution, it is only 50 years old. We have very good and efficient administrators. But I'm sure that tips or the information given by Mr. K.S. Kumar will be very, very beneficial for our staff. And it will definitely help them to excel in their work it will definitely make them more efficient and more productive. So thank you very much, Mr. K.S. Kumar, for sparing your valuable time, because I know that you have been a master trainer in, because you were introduced like that to me. Ma'am, I give you a master trainer. So you have been training, you were in the Department of Training, Government of India. Yeah. And so that's why I know that your suggestions will be very, very beneficial, and our staff will have a lot of takeaways. So I welcome you to the Satyavati College platform. I welcome you all once again, and the floor is all yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Nimal, and thank you, Malti, for introducing me in a very, very vivid manner, and possibly raising the expectations of the people who are attending the thing. I'm extremely happy to be attending this webinar and addressing the teaching and non-teaching staff on the topic. Actually, Mr. Deepak Joshi told me that Satyavati College, he was one who first spoke to me, right? Yes, without wasting time on this thing, the topic primarily is effective administration through transparency and positive interpretation of rules. Now, in any institution, I would come to any institution, administration is very important, right? Administration has to gel with the core area. In an academic institution, the core substance is academics and academicians, teachers and students. They are the basic thing. But then nowhere you can do without administration. Professor Nimal said that yes, administrators have to know the rules. I would just add on to that, saying that not only administrators should know the rule, even the academic should also know the rules, so that there is a unison between both these people, right? The administrators have to basically understand that their role is the most critical role in being a supportive role in any institution. If it is an academic institution, the main function is academics, but the support function is administration. And no main function will be able to survive without the support functions. And as our principal rightly said, record keeping is one of the most important areas in any government office, right? All the more so in the context of Right to Information Act, which has come into being in the year 2005. See, so RTI came in with the objectives of ensuring transparency and accountability in the functioning of the government offices, right? The government public authority. They don't use the word government office, it's a public authority. Yes, an academic institution is a public authority. So the stakeholders, like students, teachers, the public, have a right to know what is happening in an academic institution. Now, more often than not, the problems arise because when I say we, overall, our people have a tendency to keep things in a secretive manner. See, the idea of opening up probably is not in our, I will not use the word culture, but in our practice. Okay, we have never been practicing the idea of opening up. But the fact is, the more you open up, lesser will be the problems. See, people have misconceptions because they do not know what is the role position. So the primary thing in transparency is, let us make every stakeholder, जिन का interest administration में है, जिन का interest hit है, the successful running of this, अगर सत्यावती college is running effectively, सबके लिए भला है, academics के लिए भला है, teachers के लिए बड़ा है, students are happy, the parents are happy, and the administrative staff should also be happy. I would like to, so it is in this context, transparency is very important. Now, I'm not aware the extent to which RTA is being implemented in academic institutions, but I would suggest, as a practitioner of RTA, ever since the Act has been implemented in 2015, in any institution, if the RTA is implemented properly and in good earnestly, the problems in that organization will be much more lesser. Because I have apprehensions in my mind. जो stakeholder की मन में शंकाएं आते हैं, क्यों उनको पता नहीं है रूल क्या है, उसको पता नहीं है रूल सही तरीके से इंप्लीमेंट हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा, एडमिशन ठीक से हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा. So one of the most important aspects for any academic institution to make your administration effective is to be transparent from A to Z in all your activities, because academics is an institute area where there is no secrecy at all. RTI country, there are certain exempted information, but I don't find, as an outsider, I don't find anything that should be denied to the public as far as an academic institution is concerned. So one thing that should be very careful administrators is that make a system. I'm sure there must be a system in place. Make a system right from advertisement, right from interviews, right from admissions list, right from examinations. Everything should be in the public domain. There should be no need for anybody to ask anything from you. If I want to know something about the admission process, admission state of affairs in any college, for example, Satyavadi College, all that I should be required to go is Satyavadi College की website में जाओ, search, look for what I want, मेरे को सब कुछ उसमें मिलना चाहिए. Or SS, this is the state of transparency. If that is the case, people will not come and trouble the principal. People will not come and trouble the HODs. So the academics can spend their time more usefully in their academics rather than administration. See, basically, I'm giving an example. Okay, probably yes, academics or anybody, any core area, when you go, even the doctors, whether you are joined as an assistant professor, you rise up in the thing. See, initially when you join in a core area, our technical skills or our knowledge and skill of that particular area is very important. When I join as a fresh lecturer or an assistant professor, it is my knowledge and skill in my area of specialization that will carry me through. But as I rise in the hierarchy, now there is a difference between the administrative knowledge of Professor Nirmal, who is the principal of the college, and the administrative knowledge of XYZ, who is an assistant professor or a lecturer who joined. Because as we go up in the hierarchy, we have to increase our administrative skills as well as behavioral skills or interpersonal skills. At the entry level, our technical skills alone will survive. Will enable us to survive. But as we go up in the hierarchy, we should increase our administrative skills. So when we talk about effective administration, academics also should have a thorough knowledge of the rules and regulations. If I'm the principal or I'm the HOD, I should have a knowledge of the rules and regulations so that I can supervise. I'm not expected to enter into it deeply, no, but I should have an idea. So basically, we should not, academics and administration should be an integral part. See, the tendency to say administration is different, academics is different, or administration is different, and the core area is different. If it is academic institution, academic. If it is in a hospital, it is hospital healthcare. So the administration should not be looked up at a separate skill set. It is part of the whole. It is only a subset which is inclusive in the whole set. So on the same hand, जो administration देखते हैं, 100% administration देखते हैं, उनको भी ये ध्यान में रखना चाहिए, हमारी ड्यूटी, हमारी रोल है support service. Administration is not the core service, it is a support service for the main activity of the college. So administrators have a duty to keep in their mind, हमारा काम क्या है, जो मेन काम स्मूथली रन करने में हेल्प करना. We should facilitate the running of. If I'm an administrator in a college and if I find that one of my HODs have problems in traveling or in any administrative thing, or the principal has an issue, then I am failing in my duties. Okay, so I should be in a position that I should facilitate the smooth functioning of the core experts in an administrative college, and a professor or a principal should not be unduly bothered about trivial administrative matters. Of course, in the policy matter, they are involved, but normal day-to-day administration would run smoothly. Now, there is always a grievance from the core subject experts. I know a senior doctor in a government hospital here who said, Mr. Kumar, I spend half of my time in signing procurement documents, being a member of the procurement committee. Okay, now I could sympathize with him. I could empathize with him at that stage because he was such a senior person, joint secretary level officer. He had hardly about 1 or 2 years to go. Even when the patients were there, in between somebody will come with so many registers. You are a member of the procurement committee, so you go through and sign it. Now he says that how can I concentrate on my patients? So he says that I come in the morning, I don't even take lunch. In between all these things come, I go home for lunch only when all my patients are. Now this is an example of a good subject expert, domain expert, who is unduly overburdened with administrative. So one thing is that we should ensure that the good administration should ensure that the subject experts or domain experts are not unduly overloaded. But the fact remains, because of the shortage of manpower and other thing, we have to, the academics or subject experts over a period of time have to take over at some administrative duties also, which is unavoidable in a whole system. So this is the procedure. There should be mutual respect and understanding. Now, the topic also says positive interpretation of the rule. Administrator's job is to ensure that the rules are interpreted in a positive manner for the good of the experts, people. Rules should not be negatively interpreted. Now, generally, there is a tendency that when you submit a claim, the accounts people will go through it with the hawk's eye and see where can I find out a mistake so that I can deny the claim. I'll give an example very, very interestingly. When I go to conduct a program in Port Blair, okay, normally in government, when you fly, when you come back and you want to claim the TADA, you have to produce the tickets. When you fly through an aeroplane, you also have to produce the boarding passes. Right? This is a normal thing. Well, why? But basically a matter of disbelief. Okay, the system presumes that everybody is a fraud. So let me make it as tight as possible. We will not go into the comment. But the thing is, when I go to Port Blair, I hand over my boarding pass to them. Then after the training is conducted, they bring me to the airport, and I board the aircraft, and then they leave. They have seen me off in Port Blair airport on my way back to Delhi. Now, when I come to Delhi, the first call that I am getting from Port Blair is, sir, please send your boarding pass. If you don't send your boarding pass, our accounts people will not pass the bill. Now, I asked them once, my dear friend, you have seen me boarding. So it is naturally, you have to assume that I have landed up in Delhi. And otherwise, I will not be talking to you. I will not fall in between Port Blair and Delhi, anywhere in the Arabian Sea or Bay of Bengal. So what more proof you want? But then there's accounts. Accounts are accounts. So this is where, if the person has gone back, I'm giving a very simplistic example, the administrator or accounts also comes under administration. The thing is, we should have an attitude of positively interpreting the rules. Unfortunately, more often than not, rules are made and we become slaves to rules. Rules are made for our benefit, but then we become slaves to rules. So that situation should change. So every administrator should know that the purpose of the administration is to facilitate the functioning of the academic institution. And academics should also know that administration is not something different. It is part of us. So the onus of ensuring that every person in the administration has a feeling of what you call apnapan. Okay, administrator को ये लगना चाहिए is my institution. कोई बात नहीं, मैं पढ़ाता नहीं हूं, मैं प्रोफेसर नहीं हूं, मैं HOD नहीं हूं, मैं प्रिंसिपल नहीं हूं, लेकिन मैं एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर, मेरा भी काम है, मेरी रोल इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. मेरे रोल के बगैर ये एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन नहीं चलेगा. इसलिए मेरा भी इतना महत्व है, इंपॉर्टेंट है। ये एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर को ये महसूस करवाने का ओनस इज विद द एकेडमिक्स आर द सब्जेक्ट domain experts. So it is two-way traffic. Building confidence, when aura of confidence in both is a mutual responsibility. All right. Now, so you have to interpret the rule positively, and then RTI compliance. Ensure that every rule position is published, and there is no need for anybody to ask any question. There should be minimum. Now, coming to record keeping. Record keeping is one of the most important aspects which come in the way of transparency. Right? If we keep our records clean, transparency can come on its own. Okay, we get a tendency to do that. Right to Information Act says that every public authority should put in the public domain as much information as possible about themselves, so that the stakeholder, इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की सक्सेसफुल रनिंग में किन किन का स्टेक्स है, उनको ये तसल्ली हो जाए हमारी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सही ढंग से चल रही है. ओके, सत्यावधि का कोई भी एकेडमिक्स, so that to give the sense of confidence to stakeholders is the duty of the administration. And I'm sure that Satyavadi College will also be having a website, and there you must be having an RTI portal in that website. And Right to Information Act says that every public authority should prepare about a number of manuals and upload it and keep updating it periodically. ये नहीं है 15 साल पहले हमने अपलोड कर दिया, आज भी देखें तब का प्रिंसिपल का नाम ही है उसमें. There are organizations like that. 10 years ago they create because RTI आ गया था, हमें create करना था, कर लिया. तो जो information एक बार feed हो गया उसके बाद कोई change नहीं होता. Now this is not transparency. Okay, तो पहले चीज update कर लो, upload करो, then periodically keep updating. Now what are the information that can be uploaded? RTI says, for example, आपकी board, council, if you have an academic council, what is the members, who are the members, what is the board minutes, everything should be online. Now, what is the budget of the organization, how much expenditure you make it. And of course, as far as you are concerned, the recruitment, your student intake, number of courses, every year, how many admissions are made. So all these things should be in, and of course, the complete list of the employees of the organization. So if I open the website of Satyavadi College, I should know the names of all people working in Satyavadi College, right from Professor Nirmal down to the last employee working there. Now I'll add one thing more, not only the names, I should know their functions, what are their duties, and I should also have be knowing how much salary they are drawing. Okay, now this may look on the face of it slightly ticklish. Okay, people may think that if everybody, should I tell the whole world how much I'm earning? But the fact is, a public authority is being paid by the taxpayers' money, and the taxpayer has a right to know how much each person is earning. So RTI says the gross salary of each employee should be on the website. Right now, yes, how much you spend, of course, the RTA, there are exempted information. Personal information is not to be uploaded. Okay, if I availed LTC, how much government has paid to me on LTC is uploaded. But then where all did I go during my LTC tour, which places I visited, that is not to be given. How much am I contributing to my GPF is not to be given. So exemption can, individual information or personal information is definitely exempted, but then salary is not an individual thing. Salary is a official thing. So these things should also be given. Now coming to academic institution, as far as the record keeping is concerned, yes, it plays a very, very important role, as I told you in government offices. In government offices, every government office should have certain record retention schedule. How long am I required to keep the record. These are called record retention schedule. Government of India has laid down record retention schedules and which are available in the website of Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances. Where common areas, if I recruit somebody, recruitment file has to be kept for how many years? If I issue a charge sheet to one of the employees, the disciplinary proceedings case is to be kept for how many years? If I procure goods and services to the organization, the files regarding procurement has to be kept for how many years? These are all laid down in the common record retention schedule, which is available on the website of ARPG, Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances. Apart from all these things, every organization has got a substantive function. Now, substantive function of an academic institution is your academic courses, examinations, and all. Now, records relating to all those things, starting from curriculum, right? Your question papers, answer scripts, evaluation, all things connected to that. Admission process, files related to admission processes, all these things, how long you have to retain. Now, if I ask you the details about admissions made, so I think your professor is 50-year-old college, am I right? No, 50-year-old, see, in 40 years back, 1980, what were the admissions made? Will the records be available in your college now? Malti says no. Now, I don't know. We should be 100% sure. How long are you required to keep it? Malti, you are not audible. Can you unmute and answer, respond? Anyway, the point is, we'll come to that. The point is, there
Hello.
should
Sorry,
be a
sir.
record.
Sorry, sir.
Yes, yes, Malti.
Yeah.
It's okay.
All records, actually, we have tried to update, but I'm not very sure how old, how much.
No issues, no issues. But the point I'm making is,
yeah,
every record has a shelf life. Okay, including your answer scripts, including your question paper, including your curriculum, every record has a shelf life. The problem comes when we don't take any action even after the shelf life is over. The result is all records which have outlived their utility, वो भी हमारे record room में पड़ा, and जो records is shelf life is on, वो भी हमारे record room में पड़ा. अभी आपसे कोई बात RTI के अंडर एक सवाल आता, 30 साल पहले कोई कोर्स में आपने एडमिशन करवाया था, उसमें कितनी स्टूडेंट्स को एडमिशन किया था, उनका नाम मुझे बताओ. Now, first question is whether this information is available with you or not. But the more important question is, should this information be available with you? 30-year-old information, should you still be keeping the files? The prima facie, the answer is no. Because these are all normal administrative function. Normal administrative function, all records regarding normal administrative function are normally kept for a maximum period of 10 years. Okay, there can be exceptions, but then this have to be laid down by the institution. And I'm sure that either Delhi University must be having a record retention schedule indicating how long the curriculum papers are to be retained, or how long the answer scripts are to be retained, how long the question papers have to be retained. Now, if you conducted an examination in 1998, now if the record retention schedule says this paper have to be kept for 10 years, then after 10 years, this record should be reviewed and weeded out. Now, I'm sure you must be having a review and weeding out process. I'm not how periodically you do it. Particularly in the case of answer scripts and question papers, there should be periodic weeding out. I think answer scripts, how long you retain? Can anybody tell me how long you retain the answer scripts of exams?
When I have been teaching at that time, we used to retain it for 4 years at least.
4 years at least. Now, at least 4 years. But then the question is, how long? Is it left to the discretion of the person holding the office there? It should not be. So there should be a period laid down, whether it is 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, or 4 year, it should be uniform to all academic institutions. So see, I would say that Delhi University should be having a record retention schedule saying that answer scripts have to be retained for a period of 3 years or 4 years. Now, once 4 years are over, the answer script should be reviewed, and unless there is any particular issue pending on one of the answers, let us say one student has gone to court, the court case is still pending, then that you will not destroy. But all other answer scripts which have outlived their this thing should be destroyed. Because even in law, there is a concept called limitation of time. Okay, if I'm a student, I appear in the examination, I cannot keep asking you questions about my examinations for throughout my lifetime. Okay, I can't ask you any question after 20 years. After 20 years, if you go to court, court will also throw out the petition saying that it is the limitation time, on the concept of limitation of time. So the period for which you retain the records, academic record should be laid down by the institution, and I'm sure that Delhi University must have laid down something. So that should be, you can check up with the Delhi University, whether it is 4 years, whether it is 3 years, because I remember when ISTM also used to conduct examination, DOPT, we had prepared a record retention schedule, and in most of the cases, we never used to keep the answer scripts beyond a period of 1 year. Okay, but then that is not an academic institution in the real sense. That is a training institution for government employees. But here it is a different thing. So you have a right. I mean, the Delhi University must have made some decision that answer scripts are to be retained for so much period. So once the period is over, there should be a review and it should be vetted. So the point is, you weed out the unwanted records, you weed out the records which have outlived their utility, and keep only what is minimum required with you. And once you keep the minimum, it will be easier for you to be transparent. आपके पास कम items है, पारदर्शिता ऑटोमेटिकली आएगा आपको. And second thing, उसको maintain करना भी आसान है. And अगर कोई पूछता है, RT के अंदर भी पूछता है, मुझे ये record दे दो, record को ढूंढ निकालना, retrieval of records will be much more easier when you have limited sector. So government offices में record management की connection में problems ये होता है, periodic weeding and weeding out does not take place. Review and weeding. Make it a point that at least twice a year there should be a weeding out board, and records which have outlived their utility should be identified and put up a note to the competent authority, principal, get their approval and destroy those, provided it is in conformity with your record retention schedule. आप ये भी check कर लीजिए, recorded Delhi University का record retention schedule क्या कर, ये तो हो गया substantive record. बाकी जो administrative records है, they also need to be weeded out, and उसका record retention schedule तो आपकी DOPT के ARNPG का record retention schedule में available है. And general information, the maximum period of retention is 10 years. Normally, administrative records generally are kept for a maximum period of 10 years. It can be 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years, depending upon the nature, it will be available there. So that should also be followed very meticulously and be weeded out this thing, right? So these are some of the things I thought I should share with you. Implementation of RTI, then every person should have it is the responsibility of the head of the institution or the administration to ensure that nobody feels left out. No individual feels left out. There is no disgruntled person working in the organization. A disgruntled person working in an organization is the first is the person who will be responsible for reducing the effectiveness. Now that disgruntlement हो सकता है genuine हो या उसकी गलतफहमी हो, लेकिन आपके पास एक grievance redressal mechanism होना चाहिए. हर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में स्टेक होल्डर्स की अपनी ग्रीवेंसेस को दूर करने के लिए ग्रीवेंस रिड्रेसल मैकेनिज्म होना चाहिए, एंड ग्रीवेंस रिड्रेसल मैकेनिज्म इफेक्टिवली फंक्शन करना चाहिए. अगर किसी एम्प्लॉय को कोई शिकायत है, प्रोसीजर होना चाहिए मैं किसको शिकायत करूं, एंड शिकायत करने के बाद कितनी दिन के अंदर वो डिस्पोज ऑफ होगा, इसका भी प्रोसीजर होना चाहिए. डिस्पोजल हो गया, लेकिन मैं संतुष्ट नहीं हूं। आपने तो मेरे शिकायत को डिस्पोज निपटा दिया, लेकिन आपने जिस तरीके से निपटाया मैं खुश नहीं हूं। लेकिन मुझे किसी के अपील करने के लिए प्रोविजन है, ये भी सिस्टम के अंदर होना चाहिए। लाइक RTI, you have a PIO in your college, public information officer.
Yes.
And you also have a appellate authority, or appellate authority university? No, it must be in the college itself. Now if the PIO के पास, PIO से मुझे जब जवाब आता है, अब मैं RTI अपने फाइल करता हूं, PIO जवाब दे देता, लेकिन मैं उससे खुश नहीं हूं, मुझे अभी भी ग्रीवेंस है, I have a remedial measure of appealing to the appellate authority. अगर appellate authority भी मुझे जवाब दे देता है तब भी मैं खुश नहीं हूं, then मैं कहां जा सकता हूं? सेंट्रल इंफॉर्मेशन कमीशन में जा सकता हूं. So appeal procedure should also be available in the grievance redressal. क्योंकि RTI में, I am not aware RTI में आपके पास कितनी एप्लीकेशंस आते हैं कॉलेज में. कई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में RTI में बहुत ज्यादा एप्लीकेशन इसलिए आता है, उन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में ग्रीवेंस रिड्रेसल मैकेनिज्म काम नहीं करता. RTI is being used as a grievance redressal mechanism, which is not the objective of RTI. RTI is not a grievance redressal mechanism. RTI is only a mechanism to get information. उसकी बाद मेरे पास grievance है तो I should be able to take recourse to grievance redressal mechanism. So effective setting up a grievance redressal mechanism and making it effective is one of the most important things that we should do as far as transparency and positive interpretation rule. And I will be failing in my duty to highlight, if I don't highlight the sexual harassment of working women cell. Okay, particularly with the introduction of the enactment that has come, the Prevention of Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Act, there should be an effective internal complaints committee. There should be an effective internal complaints committee, right? Following all the procedures laid down in the act. And any woman employee, now who is an employee, who is an aggrieved person? If you read the act, it lays down a wide ambit. Okay, now aggrieved woman need not only be an employee of the organization. आपके ऑफिस, आपकी कॉलेज में कोई बाहर से कोई लेडी आती है and that lady is subjected to harassment in your college, that lady can also be an aggrieved woman. Okay, so the definition of aggrieved woman has been enlarged by the act, and there should be a proper system, and that system should inspire confidence in the aggrieved people. So this is again openness and ensuring transparency, right? These are some of the things I thought I will share. Of course, I'll stop here. Now I'll open up for discussions, right? Questions, other things. Malti, you are unmuted. Unmuted. Yes.
So much, sir. We are so thankful. It was really enlightening and very useful information you shared with us. I'm sure this is going to help us in every manner. Sir, ये area RTI, ये सब चीजें जो है grievance अभी in college we have all kinds of committees. Grievance भी है, सारी committees अलग-अलग, admission के लिए अलग है, and college की debating societies. We have many such these committees जो हमारे इंस्टीट्यूट को बहुत एफिशिएंटली रन करने में हेल्प करती हैं. तो स्टूडेंट से यस, सो अभी आपने जो हमें जो आज बताया कि रिकॉर्ड कीपिंग, ये पहले हमारे यहाँ समस्या होती थी, बट इन रीसेंट इयर्स वी हैव टू great extent we have been able to solve this problem, क्योंकि रिकॉर्ड की कहाँ तक रखना है, कितना है, वो भी हमारे पास पाइल अप होता था. सो सर, ये बहुत सारी ऐसी इंफॉर्मेशन जो आपने दी हैं वो बहुत यूजफुल है. हमारे जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन स्टाफ है वो भी काफी अपग्रेड कर चुके हैं, उनकी ट्रेनिंग और उनका जो वर्किंग है वो काफी इम्प्रूव्ड है पहले से भी. तो वी आर थैंकफुल कि आपने जो चीजें बताई, ऑल विल यू नो वी नाउ अंडरस्टैंड दोस थिंग्स बेटर. सो नाउ आई वांट कि जो हमारे आज के सेशन में जो भी हमारे अटेंड कर रहे हैं, स्टाफ मेंबर्स हैं, टीचर्स हैं, इफ एनी क्वेश्चन इज देयर, आप लोग पूछ सकते हैं. सर इज हियर टू आंसर ऑल योर क्वेरीज. सो प्लीज, एनीबडी
I know ऑनलाइन में फेस टू फेस इंटरेक्शन जैसे नहीं होता है, मतलब उसका लिमिटेशन है, लेकिन उसके बावजूद प्लीज फील फ्री टू आस्क एनी क्वेश्चन.
नॉन टीचिंग में बहुत सारे लोग हैं, तो आप कुछ पूछना चाहें सर से,
प्लीज
पूछ
नॉन
लीजिए.
टीचिंग पूछिए. हाँ,
एनी क्वेश्चंस? अरुण, बाकी लोग कहाँ हैं? आपको आपके वर्किंग एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव में जो प्रॉब्लम्स अगर कुछ है, कुछ जानना चाहते हैं, तो आप लोग बेझिझक सर से पूछ सकते हैं. सर हमारे यहाँ काम तो बहुत चल रहा है अभी. नैक की प्रिपरेशंस हैं, नैक की टीम विजिट के हिसाब से भी. सो many societies, many committees are busy and fulfilling all the requirements. So वो सभी काम कर रहे हैं. Yes ma'am. एडमिशन तो अभी हुए हैं कंप्लीट. एग्जामिनेशन का थ्रू आउट चलता रहता है काम. और बहुत सारी there are so many small little informations we always have to we have to gather information from higher society, higher जो हमारी जो इंस्टीट्यूट्स हैं वहां से भी, और वी हैव टू प्रोवाइड इंफॉर्मेशन टू स्टूडेंट्स आल्सो. हमारा लिंक जो है एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन टीचिंग स्टाफ, अब कोई ज्यादा फर्क नहीं है. हम भी बहुत सारे एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव वर्क को भी साथ साथ टीचिंग के साथ देखना पड़ता है. वो भी हमारा पार्ट ऑफ ड्यूटी है. सो सर, आवर सीनियर प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर अंजू सेठ इज हियर. आई वुड लाइक डॉक्टर अंजू सेठ टू say a few words. She is professor in Sanskrit.
Okay.
Would you like to say something? आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगी मैम? आपका म्यूट.
बहुत अच्छे से सर ने सारा डिस्क्राइब किया, और जो जो हमारी प्रॉब्लम्स थी और जो जो हमारे डाउट्स थे वो बहुत अच्छे से क्लियर हुए हैं. तो इसके लिए सर आपका विशिष्ट धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. तो आप आते रहिए, हमें गाइड करते रहिए, और आपके दिशा निर्देश से हम बहुत आगे बढ़ेंगे, और हमारा एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव स्टाफ भी और हमारा टीचिंग स्टाफ भी बहुत अच्छा काम करने का कोशिश करेगा. तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर, बहुत बहुत.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
So now I would like to.
Anybody else? आप लोग पूछिए. आप लोग जो कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछता है, मुझे मैं थोड़ा जिटरी हो जाता हूँ अगर क्वेश्चंस नहीं आते हैं तो.
शिवलाल जी आप पूछिए.
It can mean two things.
आप लोग सब सर काम यहाँ पे बहुत सब अच्छे से कर रहे हैं, और बहुत छोटी छोटी चीजें जो हैं उनको. Anybody?
नमस्कार सर.
ये नमस्कार.
यस कुमार जी, आपने बहुत अच्छी तरह से बताया. वैसे हमारे कॉलेज में रिकॉर्ड कीपिंग अच्छी तरह से है, सारे प्रबंधन बहुत अच्छी तरह से है. मैंने कार्यक्रम के शुरुआत में लिखा था, यदि आप हिंदी में बोल पाते तो हमारे नॉन टीचिंग स्टाफ में ज्यादातर लोग हिंदी बेहतर समझ पाते हैं. मैंने लिखा था कि आपने बीच में हिंदी में बोला, बहुत अच्छा लगा. और जितना हम कर रहे हैं उससे बेटर करने की कोशिश करेंगे आपके गाइड के अनुसार. और मैं भी इस बात को मानता हूँ, हमने छोटे स्कूलों में पढ़ा भी और बाद में हमने बच्चों को भी पढ़ाया, कीप थिंग्स इन ऑर्डर. अगर हम सिर्फ इतना लाइन को फॉलो करते हैं, कीप थिंग्स इन ऑर्डर, तो हमें बहुत सारी चीजें अंधेरे में भी मिल जाते हैं. हम आंख बंद करके भी उसको ढूंढ सकते हैं रिकॉर्ड कहाँ रखी हुई है. बहुत धन्यवाद आपका, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. आगे गाइडेंस मिलता रहेगा. थैंक यू सर.
बिल्कुल. यस, अमित शर्मा जी. अमित शर्मा कुछ पूछना चाहते हैं?
पूछ लो बेटा.
वीडियो ऑन किया था ना. हाँ, पूछ लीजिए.
सर हमारे अभी कॉलेज में एग्जामिनेशन से रिलेटेड इतनी क्वेरीज आती हैं स्टूडेंट्स, और साथ साथ हमारा जो मेन एग्जामिनेशन ब्रांच है, और काफी क्योंकि ऑनलाइन सब कुछ स्टार्ट हुआ, तो ऑनलाइन सब कुछ करने में सारा इंफॉर्मेशन शेयर करना, सारा अपडेट करना, ये सब चीजें has been a big task for us. एडमिशन में काफी चीजें कॉम्प्लिकेटेड होती हैं, जिनको ग्रीवेंस भी हमारा ये सब भी काम कर रहा है अच्छे से। तो सर कमिटीज आर वर्किंग वेल, बट स्टिल वी नीड टू सी एवरी एस्पेक्ट, कहाँ पे कोई कमी न रह जाए। और बहुत अच्छा लगा सर आपने ये जो सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट के इसके रिगार्डिंग भी आपने बोला, इंटरनल कंप्लेंट कमिटी, ये भी यहाँ हमारे यहाँ काफी अच्छे से काम कर रही है। और हमारे यहाँ मतलब वी थैंक गॉड कि हमारे यहाँ इस तरह की ऐसी कोई खास कोई समस्या नहीं है, हेल्दी एनवायरनमेंट है।
अच्छी बात है।
तो
एंड उसमें आउटसाइड एक्सपर्ट भी, आउटसाइड मेंबर भी है ना आईसीसी में, because I am an outside member in many places, so basically that is very important. Outside member is very important in that. एंड दूसरी बात, एक बात और मैं कहना चाहूंगा, ये जो इस एरियाज में बीच में एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव स्टाफ के लिए, पर्टिकुलरली एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव स्टाफ के लिए, ensure that you have at least half a day, 1 day programs like this.
Yes, sir, we have.
Rather than having 1 hour program, try to have a half a day program for administrative staff. Now इसका दो फायदे होता है। एक तो they feel their importance is recognized. See, normally academic institution में क्या होता है, प्रोफेसर्स का ट्रेनिंग मिल जाता है, एकेडमिक्स गेट ट्रेनिंग इधर उधर चल जाए, लेकिन एडमिन स्टाफ इज द मोस्ट निग्लेक्टेड एरिया इन मेनी इन दिस थिंग। सो दैट फीलिंग टू अंडू करने के लिए कंडक्ट अ 1 day वर्कशॉप. Okay, you can have 3-4 topics once in 6 months or 1 year. Okay, that will give them an involvement. उनको ये लगेगा हम भी इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अहम हिस्सा है। ये नहीं है एकेडमिक्स में टीचिंग ही नहीं है। तो दिस व्हाट आई टोल्ड यू, इट इज द म्यूचुअल रिस्पांसिबिलिटी ऑफ बोथ द कोर डोमेन एक्सपर्ट्स एंड द एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर्स, so that they act in unison and with a lot of cohesion in that. So trend आजकल I think COVID का online, gradually people are opening up also. Rather than going always for online, you can have a physical session also for an hour or 2. That can also you can think of. So because I am of the view that there is no equivalence for physical face-to-face interaction. ठीक है, face-to-face interaction के लिए कोई बराबर उसकी कोई मैच नहीं है। ऑनलाइन इज अ लिमिटेशन, हमारी कंपल्शन से ना हम ऑनलाइन में करते हैं। And particularly when the training administrative staff or the low level staff, उनके लिए आमने सामने बैठ के बताना और ऑनलाइन में बताने में बहुत अंतर है। So this can also you can think of as a institution. That's what I would say. Sure. Periodic as a regular thing.
Sure, sir.
और पूछिए, anybody any questions? कितने लोग, how many participants are there? 28.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Sir, I think it was quite knowledgeable. आपने काफी चीजें बहुत अच्छे से बताई. Now I request our AO sir, Mr. Sunil Kumar, to give vote of thanks today for sir's lecture. Mr. Sunil Kumar. AO Mr. Sunil Kumar, are you there?
मालती, सुनील जी अभी नहीं है, नेक्स्ट में कर देंगे वो, अभी मैं कर देती हूँ। अभी बात हुई अरुण से मेरी। हाँ, तो सर आपने इतनी अच्छी तरह से रिकॉर्ड कीपिंग का सारा हमें अरेंजमेंट बताया है और इसके लिए वी आर वेरी थैंकफुल टू यू। और इतने विस्तार से और इतने सहज भाव से सर आपने इतनी मुश्किल चीज को भी इतना आसान बनाकर हमें प्रस्तुत किया, तो इसके लिए हम आपके बहुत आभारी हैं। और हमारे टीचिंग स्टाफ, नॉन टीचिंग स्टाफ, सभी लोग, रिकॉर्ड कीपिंग तो अब हमें टीचिंग में भी बहुत कुछ रखना पड़ता है, तो उसकी मेंटेनेंस में हम आपके लिए हमें बहुत उपयोगी तथ्य आपसे मिले हैं, बहुत अच्छे फैक्ट्स मिले हैं और बहुत अच्छे पॉइंट्स मिले हैं जिसको रखकर हम बहुत अच्छे से आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर, वी आर वेरी थैंकफुल टू यू। और आपके इन पॉइंट्स से और इन तथ्यों से हम सब बहुत अधिक लाभ प्राप्त करेंगे। और हमारा मेंटेनेंस बहुत अच्छा है, वैसे तो कॉलेज हमारा बहुत व्यवस्थित रूप से चल रहा है, और अधिक व्यवस्थित, क्योंकि व्यवस्था की हमेशा कुछ ना कुछ गुंजाइश रहती है, तो और अधिक व्यवस्थित करके
100% कभी होता नहीं है। सही है।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, परफेक्ट तो चलता रहता है वो, जितना
from you.
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, हाँ जी। और वो तभी कहते हैं ना, परिवर्तन ही जीवन है। जब हम चेंजेस करते रहते हैं और अधिक इम्प्रूवमेंट करते रहते हैं, तभी वो सही रहता है। और ये तो एक ऐसा प्रवाह है जो चलता रहता है। तो सर आपने बहुत अच्छे पॉइंट्स बताए, बहुत अच्छे फैक्ट्स बताए, और इससे हम सबको बहुत, हमारे लिए बहुत उपयोगी हैं। और आपका विशिष्ट धन्यवाद। विशिष्ट धन्यवाद IQACT कन्वीनर डॉक्टर नीरू चक्रवर्ती का, जिन्होंने हमें मौका दिया आपके लेक्चर को सुनने के लिए। और हमारे सभी प्रतिभागी जो सुन रहे थे, नॉन टीचिंग स्टाफ के, टीचिंग स्टाफ के, उन सब का धन्यवाद। मालती जी जो इस कोऑर्डिनेट कर रही थी इस पूरे प्रोग्राम को, उनका बहुत विशिष्ट धन्यवाद। बहुत अच्छे से, बहुत सहज भाव से इन्होंने बहुत अच्छे से कोऑर्डिनेट किया। और मैं IQAC की तरफ से अपने प्रोफेसर निर्मल जिंदल का भी, प्राचार्य जी का बहुत अधिक धन्यवाद करती हूँ, जिन्होंने ऐसा प्रोग्राम रखकर हमें लाभ प्रदान करने का अवसर प्राप्त किया। तो सर विशिष्ट धन्यवाद, आते रहिए और हमें गाइड करते रहिए। थैंक यू सो मच।
थैंक यू वेरी मच सबको।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू, थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you, Malti.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thermal, and you said, okay, Lalji, okay, for all the participants.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much, sir.